Before Samoa stepped onto the digital tax stage, Fiji had already taken the lead in transforming its tax administration. In fact, while others were still weighing their options, Fiji was already deep into implementation. At a time when outdated systems continued to slow progress across the region, Fiji made a decisive advance. Instead of maintaining the status quo, it opted for change. More specifically, it chose a tax future driven by transparency, efficiency, and digital accountability. Though the question naturally followed, can a tax system designed with data, built on smart architecture and backed by real-time monitoring, in reality restore trust in public finance? That's where the Fiji Revenue and Customs Service came in. Working together with Gougtech International, they rolled out the VAT Monitoring System, or VMS, powered by the TaxCore platform. Our narrative begins with the architects shaping the future of Fiji's financial landscape. To start, we probe into the core responsibilities of those entrusted with maintaining fiscal order. Then, we'll explore how the concept of the VMS emerged as a basis in Fiji's ambitious plan to reform tax administration's practice. At the heart of this story is the woman who helped set it all in motion, Kelerayani Dawai. As she takes us back to the beginning, she shares not only her role in the transformation, but also the moment of inspiration, the spark that brought VMS into focus as a powerful tool for change within the Fijian context.
And thank you, DTI, for the opportunity for FRCS to share its journey and also some thoughts in terms of this important area of innovation. My role here is to ensure that our taxpayers and traders are following the law in terms of the customs and tax legislations, so that they are doing the right thing. They're providing the right information to this office, and everything is in order in terms of their records, and most importantly, that they are paying the correct amount of revenue. Apart from revenue, taxpayers also claim refunds and losses, and the role of compliance division is to ensure that all those are in order.
Every major transformation brings its share of aftershocks. Accordingly, Fiji, being the first in its region to adopt the VAT monitoring system, encountered its own unique set of challenges. At first, resistance was inevitable. From initial headwinds to deeply rooted skepticism, the path forward was anything but smooth. Nevertheless, what followed was a testament to perseverance. Through consistent effort and strategic communication, those early obstacles began to give way. As a result, the system didn't just take hold, it began to thrive. Since VMS took root, the changes have been measurable. Compliance has improved, revenue flows have stabilized, and overall, the machinery of tax administration runs more efficiently than ever before. But the numbers only tell part of the story. Beyond the spreadsheets and systems lie the human experiences. That's why we'll also focus on the people, business owners, workers, and everyday citizens whose lives have been touched by this digital jump.
Like any change, there will be resistance. So when the VAT monitoring system was introduced and legislated through the electronic fiscal device regulation, well, of course, there was a lot of resistance from the private sector, from the business community, mainly because there was a lack of understanding of why on the implementation of that system. What we must realize is that the Fiji Revenue and Customs Service is the revenue collection arm for the government. It collects 85% more than 85% of government revenue. And VAT, which is GST in many countries, it's almost half of that. Almost 50% of government revenue is value-added tax, either through import VAT and also domestic VAT. So that understanding is really crucial on why this system, had to be brought in to ensure that we are here in the office, we are able to monitor and get the data that we need. We don't have resources. We can't police everybody. We can't go and check individual records. It's very expensive and it will be like very labor intensive. So the digital solution is here, and that was the option the government needed to take. In terms of the implementation, we knew that we understand a few years it was silent due to the impacts of COVID. So then again, we had a lot of deferments in terms of the expanding the implementation. But what we can see is that it has to some extent driven the voluntary compliance culture. Even businesses who are not legislated to be part of, of those phases, they volunteered to come on board. So they wanted, to adopt this system because they believe that it would also help them in terms of their compliance monitoring and reporting. During the 2022-23 budget announcement, the change in the VAT rate, we had three rates of VAT. One was 15%, 9%, and of course, the 0% for the zero-rated products. And firstly, the benefit of this system, it was able to assist us as a revenue administration in detecting anomalies where incorrect VAT rates were being charged by businesses, were being computed, whether it was an oversight, whether it was an error, but it impacted revenue reporting and revenue collection. So that is one of the key, one of the winning points we had in terms of the system. We didn't have to go out there to validate this, the rates. The system itself produced reports which showed us that, there were anomalies in terms of how the three rates were being applied. And the second, one of the other distinguishing advantages of the system was that when we normalized the VAT rate to 15%, the removal of the 9%, what happened that on the day after the budget, the prices of goods changed. So there was a lot of concerns raised by consumers when they entered shops. It just like the price of groceries and products, it just went overboard. So they reported through the Consumer Council, the Fiji Competition and Consumer Commission. They even lodged complaints through government, through the ministry. So the ministry reached out to FRCS, and then we worked with DTI to get inflationary reports on certain prices of specific products, and one of that was the chicken. Everybody loves chicken in Fiji, most people. So we use the system through DTI to extract the inflationary report, and you were able to get on the very next day the price is being charged by a number of outlets or supermarkets across Fiji. And I can attest that the prices for the single product, this was like for a number 17 chicken, it ranged for about $17, and the highest price charged was more than $24. Wow. So that in itself is even more than the 6% increase in VAT. It's supposed to shift from 9 to 15, but then if you calculate a $7 increase on a $17 product, that's almost a 30, 40, 50% increase. So that is one of the key advantages and the strength that this system has in terms of giving that information and reports. What I can share is that it's able to facilitate that collaboration. No, taxpayers don't need to come to the office. No, if we have a well-designed product, I think our team is well trained to deal with issues. They communicate, our business team, our IT team with businesses to get issues resolved. I think right now there's a great appreciation of the change that has taken place, and people appreciate that VMS is here to stay.
Behind every major move in technology, there's a partnership driving it forward. In this case, we turn to the vital alliance between Fiji's tax authorities and Datatech International. Together, they formed the backbone of the VMS, powered by TaxCore initiative, a collaboration that proved essential from day one. To begin with, let's unpack how this partnership functioned in practice, from strategic planning to hands-on implementation. Furthermore, in a world brimming with digital tax tools, not all solutions are created equal. That's why we'll take a closer look at what sets VMS powered by TaxCore apart. Specifically, how it stands out in promoting transparency, enforcing compliance, and simplifying complexity. And yes, no groundbreaking rollout is without its complications. Naturally, roadblocks arose, technical hurdles, regulatory puzzles, and unforeseen snags, yet time and again it was Datatech International's specialized expertise that provided the right solutions at the right moments. Through these examples, we'll see how a strong partnership didn't just support the system, it helped it succeed.
Throughout the implementation process, what I would like to highlight is that DTI from 2018 to now, it's been like 7 years. I think they've gained a deep appreciation of Fiji's culture. The way we work, there's a delay in things. We normally call it Fiji time. One good example is the gazette that we are waiting for now for phase 3. So I think that appreciation of the limitations that we have here, being a small country, delay in certain processes, the bureaucracies, but then again, we work through those challenges. I think we continue to talk to one another, the collaboration, the open communication channel, and the open doors for assistance. For instance, people coming to visit us, it makes a lot of change. And having the chat platform, even the junior staffs are confident to share the issues, to raise concerns, and we trust that platform because we know that day by day we are getting issues resolved. Not for us, it's for the customers. I believe the strength of the system itself, when we know that data is powerful nowadays. So if we're able to sit in the office and get information on a dashboard, all those reports, it speaks volume in terms of how such a system can influence, a, a tax system or reporting framework for a developing country like ours. And I'm sure that it's not only Fiji, others are also looking to Fiji to adopt this system. Because as I mentioned earlier, our countries, they rely much on indirect and direct tax. I think I've mentioned a bit of that earlier. So I think it's at level of understanding and support. DTI makes an effort to to come on board in country and to make to answer queries that anyone has, whether it's at the board level or government level or ministry level. You are always here. No, DTI is always here to provide that support.
As technology advances and policies adapt, so too must our collective vision. With that in mind, we turn to the lessons learned, those hard-earned insights from Fiji's experience with the VMS powered by TaxCore. These takeaways, shaped through trial, adjustment and progress, offer a respected roadmap for other nations now weighing their own tax modernization journeys. Following that, we look ahead. What's next for VMS in Fiji? Are there plans to expand its scope, introduce new functionalities, or deepen its integration to further strengthen compliance and accountability?
The first thing is the legislation. We know that there are some countries, we've seen it in the media. Countries like Papua New Guinea and Vanuatu, we have been talking to them as well. They've been talking to us. So I think sharing the electronic fiscal device regulation was a major step in their direction. As I said, Fiji should not be seen as influencing their decisions. The decision is entirely theirs. But I think after looking at the benefits from an objective level, we shared the legislation. We also shared the journey that we have, the phased implementation. It was not a big bang approach. We had phase 1, phase 2. So those are some of the lessons learned. And we are here, hoping that phase 3 will be gazetted soon, and because we are technically and ready for the rollout. I think at the moment the conversations are on phase 3. So it is important to note that phase 3 does not include all sectors of the economy. It's limited only to those that we have identified and listed under phase 3. I think in the future, we believe that all businesses should be introducing e-invoicing in their businesses. So in other words, what I'm saying is that in the future, it's not only phase 1, 2, and 3, the whole economy should adopt, electronic invoicing. So the future sees an expansion of this system and technology to ensure that, the cash economy and businesses that are out there in the informal sector, they are able to, to get connected. It's not only for our revenue collection. It will help small businesses grow in terms of their reporting capability. They know their potential and also contributing to the economy.
And so we arrive at the culmination of our exploration. At this point, one final question remains. If speaking directly to another tax authority considering a system like VMS, what single piece of advice would rise above all others? What insight, earned through experience, would be most essential to share? We always seek that one powerful takeaway because at the heart of every complex system lies a simple truth, and sometimes it's that truth that makes all the difference. Ultimately, if all the outcomes, greater compliance, enhanced transparency, improved revenue flow, had to be distilled into one defining message, what would that be?
What we want them to know is that you, as a country administration, you need to understand what is it that you want to achieve, the objective, right? For Fiji, our objective, we want to increase the level of voluntary compliance. We want to improve compliance through, improve revenue through compliance. no, grow the revenue through compliance, get more businesses into the net. So if that is your objective, other countries' objective, then why not? Choose a system that will enable you to get that and get the much needed revenue to support your government. Compliance. As a director of compliance, I really support this. And in that one word, it's compliance.
That initial question, whether a digital system can truly mend a nation's financial fabric and earn the trust of its people, found its answer here. Beyond numbers or lines of code, VMS is about the very foundation of a functioning society. From the daily complexities of transactions to the overall health of the national treasury, VAT Monitoring System powered by TaxCore embodies compliance itself, and for any nation focused on building a sustainable future, that's more than just a benefit. To go deeper into this transformative effort, be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on stories like this, share your thoughts in the comments, and reach out if you want to learn how these innovations can work for your country or organization. Don't miss your chance to be part of it.